2. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, I'm just going to get straight on with it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, I've pushed the heat tubing up as far up these connectors as I can. Now I normally use a heat gun or a lighter, but I've only got this at the moment. I have got a heat gun on my soldering iron, but I can't bother to turn it on. Although I might have to. This is far too hot for this. This is why I'm flapping it about. There we go. That's pretty much it done. Now I've just got to put it in the case. Okay, now I went and tested it beforehand, and if you could see on the actual piece of plastic, you know, the non-scratch plasticky stuff, I've put a little arrow to make sure I put it all in the right way around, because I would hate to put it in the wrong way around. One thing I've got to do very carefully is I've got to take this switch off. Now I could just cut it, resolder it and so on, but if I'm careful enough I should be able to take the back off this and they should just be clipped in there. That's one thing I haven't done as well, is I didn't make the right sized hole for it, so I'm going to have to do that now. Now, because I've already drilled out a hole, I've got to be so careful not to make this hole wander around. So I've got to try so hard to keep it dead center. That actually worked a lot better than I thought because of how sharp these bits are. If this had been an older bit, I would have had real trouble with it moving around. Okay, very carefully I need to try and unclip this now. This would not be a good point to break this after all this work. Sweet. Right, and like I had predicted, it's got a little clip on to make it easy to remove, so let's wiggle it out, job done. First thing I'll do, hope that this will fit in, because that hole looks awfully small. No, I'm going to have to file it out a little bit. Whenever I seem to mention the word file, I tend to reach for this one, so I'm just going to make it bigger, very carefully and very slowly. Absolutely perfect. Okay, there's that in. Now I want to go very careful. This is very, very thin wood and I don't want to snap it. Okay. Wire this button back in. Lid back on. Okay, now, have I done these long enough? No! Oh dear. Right, the one thing I didn't take into consideration when I wired these up, when I measured them, I thought that the box was up the other way. Literally, it just had to move like less than an inch, so I'm actually going to have to redo these wires, which is fun. But let's get the potentiometer in first. Again, this should be quite a tight fit. No, a little bit too tight, so I'm just going to carefully drill out till it's the right size. Nearly. When drilling out a hole with the drill, I put it backwards. So the drill's spinning this way towards me, and I roll the hole backwards. That way you don't get any bits lumping up, you know, you don't get the drill stuck. One good thing about these holes, they don't have to be completely neat because they'll be hidden by the knob of the potentiometer. That should be enough. Yeah, perfect. Now, as you'll see on a potentiometer, they've often got a piece of metal poking over. Now, I've pressured it and made the little hole, like a little mark where it's going to be. But I've decided I don't need it. I'm not going to be using it for any, you know, strenuous stuff. All you need to do, take a pair of pliers and snap it off. Job done. If you were having a lot of strain on it, then you don't really want to do that, because that just holds the potentiometer where it is and it just stops it moving around. But it's going to be used only rare, well, every so often, and it's not going to be, you know, pushed to its limits. Like, I don't need to pull it very, very hard one way or anything. Perfect. I'm just going to plonk the knob on at the moment, so I don't know where on and off are going to be or anything like that at this precise high or low is going to be yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now I need to sort out these cables. Not that I'm lazy or anything, but I think I did such a good job with these bits, I'm actually just going to cut another bit of this wire off and connect them together. Okay, we're back to the same stage we were on about 20 minutes ago. So now I'm going to rewire in these wires. Again, I'm cutting the tinned end quite short because they don't need to be too long, and I don't want, when they're connected in there, I don't want them being able to shift and touch something else. So yellow at this precise second is positive. Okay, green is negative. Well, let's see if that'll fit around there. That'd be handy, wouldn't it? Right, there we go. That's one. And I'm going to bolt it on, or not, depending on what fat hands want to do. Why does all little electronics have to have little things? It just doesn't seem right, does it? I'm not going to turn this bolt too tight. I just want it to make sure it's definitely held on. There we go. Now I wonder if the positive will fit around this. Oh, handy. I didn't bother measuring, obviously, I just sort of brute forced it, like with most of my projects. Now I'll be testing all these modules independently before I start putting them in, but I won't be testing them today. I'm getting on with the next bit. Okay, there we go. That's what it will look like to everyone, and that is what you will know it looks like behind. A big mess. But it's getting there. So we got these two set up now. I still need to work out a way of getting the potentiometer, the actual knob, to fit on that. and turn it, but I might still just use a screwdriver and we'll see. On to the next module then. Okay, so that's the end of part 2. Part 3 will be out tomorrow. In part 3 I'll be making the 3.3, 5 volt and 12 volt out and various other bits as much as I possibly can basically. So tune in. Thanks for watching.